All right, it's Monday, just after 6:50 in the morning, February 26th. And just getting started here. I've got 4 good charts going right now. Going to continue doing what I was doing last week. Taking every first entry I see. Going to trade evaluation 29 first. This is the one that expires on, I forget if it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. I'm not going to go heavy on it. I'm just going to trade it kind of normal. So 3 contracts. And today I'm just going to be working on take a trade, move on to the next account, take a trade, move on to the next account. All right, so I've got my first win here. Got 19 ticks on that one. So now I'm going to move on to PA number 2 on my next trade. Discount is actually 80% now for Apex until tomorrow, I believe. So start off with a win. It's good there. And this trading style is working for me. Just not worried about what the signal bar looks like or anything. Just taking the entries as they come. And I'll take every single one that comes my way until I get through all of these accounts. I've got 3 PAs and 7 evaluations now. All right, we got some news hitting right now. New home sales. I was glad this trade set up with enough time before it, just in case. Looks like it's causing a little bit of something, but not too much. And the account that I took my first trade on, it does expire this week. I just decided it's far enough along, and it's the one that passed doesn't matter anymore because it's I think today's the 5th day of trading. So no matter what I do, tomorrow's the 6th day if I trade it, and then any day after that would be past 7 days. So I will just let this renew since it's in such good shape. I'll just play it regular, so not that every trade can potentially blow it up. So I'm just going to trade all these trades like essentially like I will the PA accounts. 50Ks on the evals, I'll trade with 3 contracts. The rest I'll trade with 2, including the PAs I'll trade with 2. And this PA number 7 is my first day with it today. right, got my second trade. That one was on my PA2, and I got some extra ticks on that one as well. Made 182 on just 2 contracts. So my auto stop strategy is working great right now for me. 2-0 for the day. And I'll move on to the next PA next. And a great example of a trade I would not normally have ever taken. Looks like a terrible trade, but it works. All right, so I actually got 21 ticks on that second trade. All right, trade 3 in the books. Strategy is working great. I got 11 ticks on that. Or, let me see. I think I got a tick of slippage though. I think it's 10 ticks. I just realized I never set up my commissions on this account, so it's not showing the commission there. All right, so just like that, I've traded 4 accounts, got 4 wins. Let me update my stats, and I'm done trading my PAs for today. So the rest of the day is just going to be all about getting a trade on each of these evaluations, which makes it completely stress-free trading. And if I finish through all of the evals and still looking good, I might continue trade 29, which expires this week. All right, so this is nice. I'm almost back to where I was on this account, PA2, before I took my last loss. I think I'm like $30 or $40 below. I forget exactly, but I'm within 100 for sure. And back above starting balance on PA6. And my first trade on PA7 today. So it's a good morning. It's only 7:18 in the morning my time, and I'm done trading my PAs. So that's always the most stressful trades for me. And to have 4 trades this early, the strategy is just continuing to work for me right now. Even if one of these were a loss, I wouldn't be too worried because I would just continue to spread it out over accounts. And so whatever got a loss, I know I'm going to get a loss trading this way. On average, probably at least 1 loss a day, I would think. But taking every entry like this allows me to have the opportunity to go on these easy, quick little streaks on trades that I wouldn't normally take. So every trade I've taken today, I wouldn't normally take, I would say. Trade 5 in the books. I am digging the strategy. This is total BS, and I'm just taking every entry. I love it. Yeah, I mean, this is just totally crazy. It's 7:30 in the morning, and I've got 5 trades already, all winners. Yeah, just gonna continue to spread them out. So next up is Eval 27. And again, I may run into a loser somewhere along the way or whatever, but I'm just continuing down this path. If I get to a trade on all of my accounts, then at that point, I either may stop or try to continue to pass the one evaluation that is going to renew this week. So we'll see. All right, got another one. I had my power cord not connected, so the low power mode went on. But that is trade number 6. Amazing. All right, so this is what I've been working towards this whole year, being able to trade this way. I got 6 trades. It's 7:35 in the morning. I'd say the shackles are off. All these trades are traded with what I'd say is like no rules. None of my personal like price action rules are being applied. I'm just taking every entry on the chart and trading the chart as if that's the rule. The rule is I've got charts that haven't lost yet, so I take every entry I can for as long as they don't lose. And if I get a loss somewhere along the way, then it's just going to affect one of my accounts. And meanwhile, all these other accounts, these profits are going to be locked in. So I'm not putting any of the profits at risk after one trade. And then that way, if a loss comes up anywhere on any accounts, it's just not going to affect me that much. Right now I'm up 934 across all the accounts for the day. So this is really just, to me, how I have my best chance of moving forward and succeeding trading. Because before I was only getting maybe 1 or 2 trades in a day at best. And for the week, I'd only get 2 or 3 or maybe 4 trades for the week. And now I'm doing that in my first less than an hour of trading in the morning. Now, not every day is going to be like this, but this is the potential of what I'm doing, and I've been seeing it. But I was, I think fear is holding me back and taking a lot of these past weeks, and I just saw that I think this is the way for me. Yeah, I've had 10 accounts for quite some time now, and typically I don't get to most of them. Today I've already gone to most of them, so I've still got 4 left, and I don't want to get too excited because I'm sure that with 4 more trades to take, I very well could pick up a loss or even 2 losses. It's entirely possible. I only have 1 account left that I've been trading previously, so that's in good shape here. So I'd hopefully like to pick up a win if I get another trade for it. I will get another trade. It's just the way the system works. There's tons of entries, and I've got 4 charts that are all still good. So, but I'm always prepared for a loss trading this way because I know it's just going to be kind of a random distribution of losses. And what's nice is I don't have to get upset about it because it's not going to hurt an account where I'm already doing well today, and I'm not going to get lost because of some sort of mistake or something. It's just not how this works. So if it happens, that's fine. Always prefer to not have a loss, but nobody likes losing. But yeah, this is exactly how I did some playback over the weekend and some back testing, and this is exactly how it was going. I was having 10-0 days, 10-2 days, 7-2 days. And when you think about it, and you're taking 1 trade on each account spread out across like this, all of those days are successful days across most of your accounts. All right, let's see if we get something coming up soon. All right, got another one. I mean, quite honestly, that's a trade I want to be able to skip because the bar is so big. But the strategy is just take every entry, regardless of what I think. When I think, I hold myself back. So I just have to trust the chart. And if I try to apply any of my own analysis, then I'm reducing the trades that I can take. And then most of the trades that I would reduce are the ones that are going to win anyway. So that's what I found. I just got to keep taking them. All right, so just updating my stats here. It's my 7th trade of the day, 7-0. And this is just as I've been working through 2024 on the strategy. This is what I've been seeing as the potential of what I could do if I took the fear out of the trades and said, hey, don't worry about this being a 89 tick size bar. Don't worry about it being going into resistance. Don't worry about any kind of analysis. Just know that the strategy is if you got a chart that continues to be consistently winning for your profit target, then you want to be taking the trade. And that's about as much thinking as I put into it. And I knew I could go on a streak like this one day if I could do all those things. Not every day is going to start off like this. Some days might start off with a loss and then go on a streak. Just never know. Some days might start off with a couple losses and then run out of charts and just have to call it a day. It's just, it's going to depend on the day. But this is the easiest trading I've ever done. This is great. I think my brother's a genius for the concept that he came up with to trade this way. It's just BS, man. It's the BS system. I mean, come on. I'm not going to take this trade. If I'm playing at max rules, I don't have room to my target. There's resistance. It's far from the EMA by the time you enter. But not worrying about all that. Not drawing all the channels and everything. It's such an easier trading session. All right, this morning's been fun. I'm going to go brush my teeth. I'll be back. All right, so I'm having a good day so far. Still got 4 charts where every entry has worked for the entire session. So my charts are good. It's 8 a.m. on the West Coast now. So yeah, I'm just employing my full potential of the strategy, which is I take every entry I can while the charts are running hot. So so far 7-0. I've taken a trade. I've taken at least one trade on each of the 4 charts I'm watching right now, and spread out every trade against each account. So not using the copier at all today. Just taking a trade on one account, moving on to the next. I've still got 3 to go, and just waiting. In theory, I mean, I'm 7-0. I know I'll, likely out of 10 trades, most likely I do get a loss in there. But also, when I have a morning like this, my cutoff is going to be earlier. So I'm probably not going to trade much past 9 o'clock my time, which is in a little less than an hour. So I'm hoping I can get my last 3 trades I want to get for these 3 accounts before that time. And if I've gotten like 2 of the 3 and the charts are still looking good, then maybe I'll stay a little closer to 9:30. Definitely by that time I'm expecting some of these charts to start picking up some losses typically. So that's why I'd like to be done by then. The trades were coming fast and furious early on. Things have slowed down a bit now. You can see I got 4 trades here. Let's see. I've got 1 trade on this chart. And got 1 trade on this chart. And where's my last chart? 1 trade here. So just being patient, waiting for an entry on one of these 4 charts. And I will continue to take them until, even a loss, if I get a loss on my next account, which by the way, these are all 3 fresh accounts that haven't been traded yet. Let's see, this one was renewed before the 90% was happening. So that one was an 80% renewal from a blown account earlier. And then 34 and 35 I picked up with the 90%. And so, just going to look to trade each one of these hopefully today. And if I pick up a loss, that's fine. When I pick up a loss, I just stop trading the chart where the loss occurred. If a chart happens to get an entry that doesn't work when I didn't trade it for whatever reason, I also won't trade that chart anymore. And typically I'll either trade till I've this is what I'm doing now. I'll either trade until all of my accounts have been traded on, or I run out of charts, or if it gets later than say about 9:30, then I'll just leave these accounts for another day. It's going well for me today. I know not every day will be like this, but from all my testing, I'm seeing that I should roughly be able to get in the 80-ish% range win rate just trading this way. So kind of indiscriminately taking these trades without applying any rules or filters to the trades. Just literally taking the entries as long as I have a chart that has no entries that hasn't worked yet. And it's working pretty great for me. So I haven't seen anyone else trade that way, and I'm loving it. So getting a spike of a sell-off here, and lag jumped a little bit. There's no news that I know of, so it's at an odd time, so not sure what that was. Let's just see how the day wraps up here. By the way, 7 trades today and not one issue with the copier today, which is nice. It's weird how some days you just have issues and some days you don't. I'm thankful for no issues today. And really loving my auto stop strategy. Able to capture more than the typical 11 ticks I usually take. I think every trade except for one, I was able to get extra ticks. So that's awesome. All right, got another one. I was a little concerned. Oh, I was still in the trade for a little bit longer than I thought. I was a little bit concerned that it would go up and engulf, so I was getting ready to just put my stop above the previous bar. Since it's an evaluation, I'm willing to do that, or above the previous swing. It looks like I got it for, well, it's saying I got 10 ticks, but I actually know I got more than that. Looks like I got 12 ticks. 12 ticks, or yeah, I'll put 12 ticks. I think that's what it is. Even though, but you can see here it's over 100, so pretty sure it's 12 ticks. All right, so 8-0 for the day. And 2 more accounts to trade. I just realized I didn't fix the didn't do the what's it called, commissions for these 2 accounts yet either. That's all right, I'll fix it later. So easily my best day. Traded 8 accounts, all wins so far. Later it gets, the more likely I'm to run into a loser. These were the 2 accounts that I just got for 90% off. So if I run into a loser, that's fine. That's why I'm trading this way, spreading it across all accounts, 1 trade at a time, 1 account at a time. And all of these profits are locked in for the day. And if I can get 2 more trades, 2 more wins, I'll probably call it for the day. And obviously, if 2 losses or 1 win, 1 loss, probably call it for a day. But we'll see. I mean, I still do have this 1 account, 29, I think, that renews Wednesday. So I don't know if I want to push it, or I kind of feel like now it's not 90% anymore anyway. So since it's 80%, that's my renewal anyway. So I'll probably just trade it normal. All right, my daughter came in here. I was playing with her for a little bit before she goes to school, and actually see that there would have been an entry on this chart below this inside bar. I missed it. It would have just lost. So that's the first chart that's had an entry that didn't work out so far today. So I will not be using this chart anymore. So I've still got 3 good charts. But I'll probably gonna be with my daughter for the next few minutes here until she goes to school. So hopefully I don't miss anything. Been having a killer day so far, 8-0, and I really don't want to miss an entry. But yeah, hopefully I'll be back in time. Anyway, either way, probably gonna be finishing by about an hour from now or less. So we'll just see how things go. But really happy with the day. If I get no more trades, it's a great day. I would like to get the 2 more trades, one for each one of these accounts. We'll see what happens here. I'll be right back. All right. Just hanging out with my daughter before school. She's now on her way to school. Well, it looks like my daughter saved me from 2 losses in a row. Let's see here. On this chart, there was an entry below this inside bar. That triggered 1850. Yeah, 1775. So yeah, it would have triggered below here and got immediately stopped out. That was when she was in the room playing with me, and then I went while she was eating breakfast, spent a little time with her. And then, so yeah, I'm not trading this chart anymore. And then, let's see, on the chart with my most wins, this is the chart that I had left up. Looks like there was a chart, entry, again, another inside bar here. The entry would have been below the inside bar, and it immediately came back up. So I don't know if this was engulfing or if it just closed like this and then went under and then shot up. So those 2 charts I can't trade anymore. What time is it? It's almost 9. So I've lost 2 of my 4 charts. Oh, and while I'm speaking, let's see. This chart just triggered under this bar. So let's see if there's another loss in a row again. And that's something I'm contemplating as I move forward with the strategy is I've noticed that on moves like this where you have like a strong move in a direction, kind of strong trend with the overall trend, when one chart like this one, gets a loss and then there's another loss, it seems like it kind of creates a ripple effect or domino effect between all the charts I have, or a lot of the charts I have, where they start taking the loss one after another. So I missed this. I just sat down and started talking right here on the stream. So it will be interesting to see if this loses. And then at the same time, now I'm not going to take it because of what's going on here. Even though my rule is to take every one, there would be an entry on this chart below this candle. It looks like it's not even get triggered here so far. And this one's trying to maybe be another entry that doesn't work on another chart. So I may be done just right now. If this one if this one doesn't work and would have been a loser, that would have been 3 in a row. Then I certainly am not taking this one right now, because it just seems like it's on a streak of not working right now. So I may be done for the day, but let's see. So this one is trying to work, and it might trigger in this one. Looks like it's about to trigger. I'm just going to stay out of it just because I have a kind of weird bad feeling just based on the 2 charts when I was gone taking, or not having, not working for their entries. Seems like this is working. Let's see. This one, so this one worked. And this one still hasn't worked yet. Almost. Bit low bounce. So if these 2 charts work on this trade, then, I'll take the next trade that comes on them. But no matter what happens, whether I take 2 more trades or not, whether I get a loss or not, or 2 losses or not, this will be my best trading day. Traded 8 accounts, all with, yeah, that definitely more than worked. So yeah, so I'll take the next entry on one of these 2 charts. But yeah, like I'm saying, this is definitely my best day, no matter how, what happens on these 2 accounts. If I get another trade, it's 9 o'clock now. This is, the time I always say is like when I start seeing losses begin to happen, it is around this time. So I am almost kind of like, why keep trading when I just went 8-0 and had my best day ever? These 2 accounts are my newest accounts that I just got for 90% off yesterday. So if I don't trade them today, I mean, I should be fine with that. It's just looking at it, so tempting to just want to keep trading and have 2 charts that still have no entries that haven't failed yet. So yeah, we'll just see how things go. I'm not going to stick around to 9:30. I'll give it like 10 more minutes, 10, 15 more minutes. See if there's an entry. Otherwise, I'll probably wrap it up. See what happens here. Yeah, honestly, it's after 9 o'clock. It's my best day ever trading. 8 trades, all winners, across 8 accounts, all in the green. And I almost feel like, I just watched 2 charts get hit with losses. Luckily, that I didn't take. So it just feels like if I were to take any more trades right now, I'm just kind of being greedy. There's no reason. I don't have to take any more trades. I don't need to trade on every single account every single day. 10 accounts is a lot, so that's a lot to cover. My 3 most important accounts are obviously my PA accounts and was able to get winners on all of those. So I just feel like I don't want to tempt fate. Even if I got a loss on one of these accounts, I mean, it wouldn't matter really. I mean, it's just like kind of, it's not how I'd want to end the day when I feel so good about the day. I mean, I literally, where's that chart? Let's see. I mean, early in the day, I was literally just getting back to back to back trades, like in short amounts of time. I mean, I had 6 trades by 7:30, which is crazy for me. And 8 trades in a day. I mean, I spent 3 years not getting more than, if I ever had 8 trades in the day, put it this way, if I ever had 8 trades in the day before this, it was because, before 2024, essentially, it was because I took a loser and I was trying to get it back. You know what I mean? And so whether I finished the day like 5-3 or 6-2, or even, I don't even think there was any 7-1 days. I think like anytime that might have happened, it was like I was 5-3 for the day, or 4-4, or, it wasn't a green day. It was me taking a loss somewhere early on and then just trying to revenge trade and get it all back. And it was a bad day. So this is by far my best day ever trading. Coming here right towards the end of my second month trading this way. And really, I mean, it was just last week when I decided, coinciding with the 90% promo, that this is how I'm going to start trading, not applying my price action rules and just taking every entry based on good charts. And, in all of my testing and back testing and playback, and when I was skipping trades, skipping entries because it didn't look good or it didn't fit my rule or whatever the case may be, I was seeing that the opportunities were there for days like this to happen, where I could be 8-0. And today is like really the first day where, where it happened. That's like, it's crazy. So I knew I could have an 8-0 day. I knew, if I traded this way and just trusted the charts and just took every trade, that, I could do this. And of course it requires that I start by my start time. So, today was good. I started right on time, like right at 6:45. And I know I have this window from like 6:45 to about 9 o'clock, maybe 9:30 some days, maybe 10 latest, where if I just ride the good chart and take every entry, I can have days like this. And then now I know, as it gets later in the day, and, this is kind of roughly around the time it starts to happen where charts that have had all good entries all day, this is around the time where it starts to happen, where they start to pick up entries that don't work, that fail. So there's just no reason for me to push it today. I feel good about today. It's like I back tested over the weekend. I did 3 days over the weekend. I was 10-0 on one day. I was 10-2 on another day. And then I was 7-2 on a third day. So, that's kind of what my expectations are. My expectations are, everything's pointing to be in the low to mid 80% range for winning rates. And so I expect to get losses if I'm taking every entry. And so like right now, I would expect more of a loss than a win if I were to continue today. So I think that's probably the best reason to stop, is to just not be greedy today, to be happy, with my decisions, my decision making as far as trusting my process, trusting my strategy. And I'm always aware and willing to accept a loss. Any one of these trades could have been a loss today. If I continue, clearly, I think I could definitely get a loss on one of the next trades. And if I were to get a loss, that's fine because I'll get a loss on one account, but all these other accounts would look this way. So like right now, if I were to pick up a loss, I'd still have 8 winning accounts and I'd only have one account that's a loss. So, that's red. So overall, that's why I'm willing to trade this way, take every entry. I'm willing to accept the loss if it comes. It's only going to affect one account the way I'm going to be trading from now on. And the idea is every day I should be able to progress on the majority of my accounts. Maybe one or two will take a loss, and then the rest of the accounts will be moving forward towards profit targets for payouts or profit targets for passing evaluations. And wherever a loss may land will never kill my day or really, hurt anything so bad that that it's painful. Because losses used to be really painful, and now trading this way, losses just don't seem to really affect me anymore. I took a loss on Friday. I took a loss on Thursday. I think I took a loss on Wednesday too. I only traded 3 days last week, I only got a trade on 3 days last week because only 3 of the days last week I was trading every trade. Actually, I think only 2 of the days. I think Wednesday was when I was considering doing it again, but I only took 4 trades that day. I think I was 3-1. So then I was 6-1 and 7-1. And today 8. No, so I'm kind of starting to average around 8 trades a day, which is fantastic for me. 8 trades a day is amazing. I 3 years of not getting more than 1 or 2 trades a day. Just imagine that. And just flipping a switch. And in 2024, I mean, I'm well over, where am I at? What's my stats? 100 and I'm now at 113 trades for the year. I was just talking last week about if I got to 100 trades in the first 2 months, and now I'm at 113 trades in the first 2 months. So, for anyone that's following my progression here, things are just skyrocketing in a direction. I mean, the volume of trades I'm getting, my win percentage, and passing accounts, and building my PAs, everything's going in the right direction now. Now I know it's not too impressive yet because my PAs still have work to do. I'm still 700 away from payout approval on PA2. And then, PA6 has been under starting balance for the majority of its trading life. So I'm today now finally back above starting balance. And, and then this PA is brand new today, first day traded. So, but everything is headed in the right direction. I know I'm going to get losses trading this way. It's just going to be a part of the deal, right? I mean, everyone gets losses. And to me, the thing that I'm really just stoked about is that I can now finally trade in a way where I'm getting enough trades, the volume of trades, that it actually makes sense for me to have all these accounts. Because for the past many months, I've had approximately this many accounts. I think I had 8 at one point. Now I have 10 overall. But this is the first time where I'm actually trading the majority of the accounts, trading this way. So hopefully I can keep this up. I'm sure the losses will come, and it sucks streaming on YouTube. Anytime you get a loss, it's just kind of it never feels good to get a loss, even when it doesn't really matter. So they're going to come, and so far the stats say I'm going to get 2 losses out of every 10 trades, which is, it's quite a bit. I mean, out of 100 trades we saw, I got 81 wins. So I'm going to lose, if I'm going to lose 19 times out of 100, it's not bad. It feels like it could be better to a degree, but at least the losses are going to be randomly distributed between accounts. So I think for me, that's going to be the goal right now. All right, so I wasn't paying attention while I was talking here, kind of on purpose not paying attention because I really don't want to get suckered into a trade. It looks like this would have been an entry above this bar, and it looks like it's almost worked. I think another tick above the high here would make it a winning trade if I had taken it. It's also on my other chart at the same time. Let's look at that one. Let's see. Looks virtually the same on this chart. Switching between the two. So it hasn't reached the profit target yet on either one. So I'm just curious to see if this will end up working or not. And then I'll call it quits. Definitely, now it's 9:15. I'm definitely not going to trade anymore. I think I've made a decision. I'm glad I actually didn't see this setting up. I wasn't paying attention because I would have taken it, and even if it works, I just feel like I'm done for the day after everything I just talked about. I won't be surprised if it works because these charts have been working, right? Really wouldn't be surprised either way, if it works or if it doesn't work. I would, it's the reason why I decided to stop trading at this point. And if I hadn't been with my daughter earlier, I would already be 8-2 for the day. I got to remind myself. So not trading these two accounts. Those two accounts would have both had a loss had she not come in here to see me. And then I would have been done for the day anyway. So why tempt fate? If I were to bet, I'd say it would work though. Both of these on both charts. Let's see. Right when I said that, it's going the other direction. I just can't believe I have an 8 a day. That's. I was trying to visualize it, make it happen. I was thinking about it all weekend, so just really excited about that. It's really feel like I'm onto something here. But I could start tomorrow and the first trade could be a loss. You could have a chart that's like every entry works, and then the second I take a trade, boom. That happened to me the other week, where it was like I think 2 or 3 days in a row. First trade I took each day was a loss. And I think all 3 of those days I was trading this way, where my mentality was take the first entry you see, regardless of what it looks like, just based on the chart. So I know even though I had a day like today, it doesn't mean that the next 3 days I can turn on the charts and take the first trade and get a loss first trade. But what I'm going to bank on and hope for, and this is how it's looking so far, is that when I switch accounts and trade the next trade on the next account on a different chart, that I'll get a win. And then I'll, change accounts again and get a win, and change accounts again and get a win. And I could go on a streak where I get 5 or 6 in a row after a first loss, and just cycle through the accounts and pick up wins on all the other accounts. So, no one loss is really going to be a big deal for me. But I'm glad I didn't get any today. It always feels good to not get any. Price action's pretty slow. East Coast lunch hour. So I'm just sticking around to see if this turns back up and gets above this candle by about a tick or so. And then that would have hit the profit target. It's still just a little shy on this engulfing entry. And it's interesting that my two remaining good charts both have the same entry. So they're either going to both work and still be good charts for, to continue on if I was going to do that, or they'll both turn into bad charts, each with a loss, and then I wouldn't be able to trade anymore anyways without looking for more good charts, which I don't want to do today because I'm already happy with the day. I would really be surprised if this doesn't work, though, honestly. All right, so it looks like it's going to push up here. Just waiting to see for it to get up here to see that this would have been another winning trade here. Again, I wasn't paying attention, so there's no way I could have gone in. I mean, I could get in late, but I don't want to do that either. There it goes. All right. So both charts, this one and this one, continue to be good. All winning entries still. I'm not going to say I could have been 9-0 because I'd already made the decision, and it's the reason why I wasn't paying attention. I'd already made the decision that I wasn't going to take any more trades today. And the reality is, if I wasn't distracted by my daughter, or not distracted, but if she didn't come in and I was playing with her instead of trading earlier on, I would have got a loss here already, which would have been on account 34. And then I went and sat with her while she was eating breakfast. And then I would have got a second loss right here below this bar. So I would have been 8-2 for the day. But I just got lucky that she came in and I wasn't at the charts trading at the time those charts picked up losses. So I think that's going to be it for me today. Again, Apex now running their 80% discount. You can use this code or any other. I appreciate it, anyone that does use it. And it's always helpful. And the 1-day pass is still running today and tomorrow through the close of the session. Close the session tomorrow, 1-day pass ends. And a good day, 8-0. starting off the week 8-0, very strong, and 93-20 overall. So, like I mentioned earlier, 113 trades for the year, and inside of 2 months is incredible for me. And yeah, and you can see I traded last week. I got this PA number 7 from evaluation 22, and I traded it for the 1-day pass. But right now, I don't even care about the 1-day pass. The only account that it would really affect me for is this evaluation 29. This renews on Wednesday. So, if I don't want to pay the $30 renewal fee, I could try to pass it, but I just figure, this system's working for me. I think I can just kind of like slowly get there. It's already been traded. I think today is day 5 or 6. It's been traded. So tomorrow is going to be day 6 or day 7. And then after that will be 7 or 8, whatever it is. So, basically 2 more days of trading makes it qualify for the 7-day rule anyway. I could save $30 and just try to go for it, but the account's in such good shape. Full drawdown, full, halfway to the target. I had another account that was like that on Friday that I blew up, just going for it for the 1-day pass, because I didn't want to renew, and I think it would have renewed tonight for tomorrow. So I did it for that account. Also, because I didn't want to have 2 accounts that were like that. So, because that would be $60. So I'm still being very careful about how much money I'm putting out in terms of expenses, because I haven't got my first payout yet. But considering it's just 1 account, and also considering the 90% discount is over now. So it renews for 80%. A new account is 80% at this point. So, I kind of like thought about it yesterday. Would I pick up another evaluation just in case I try to pass it today and it blows up? And I said, why am I going to do that? Because now it's just renewing for the best discount there is as of today. So I'm going to just trade it normal and slow like this. And, 3 contracts on the 50K evals, 2 contracts on the 25K evals, 2 contracts on my PAs. That's how I'm just moving forward. 1 trade a day per account. And I think, I think that says it all. I'm going to end the stream and record my review. Thanks to anyone that turned on my channel today and checked it out. I think I'm headed in the right direction. Like I said earlier, I think I'm finally on the path. Anything can happen. I'm prepared for it. I felt like this before, where I felt like, okay, things are finally clicking and working and have a good streak. And I know it can just completely blow up at any point. But I think I have now kind of the mentality and the strategy to be able to accept losses. I really like this idea of the losses getting randomly distributed between the accounts when they come, and meanwhile the other accounts can build. And I'm finally getting enough trades where I can really trade that way. So it's all coming together for me now. I think anyone that's been following me is starting to see that. I feel like I'm starting to see it, and really the next kind of big milestone is clearly getting a payout, getting my first payout. That's the big thing that I'm really looking forward to. It may still take me some time, because, I could have 3 or 4 days in a row where I have wins and be like almost there, and then get a loss, and then that can set me back a number of days. But in the meantime, if I get set back on PA2, hopefully PA 6 and 7 are still slowly building towards it as well. So, the best thing that can happen for me is to qualify for PA2, best case scenario in the next payout window. And then, shortly after, maybe in the payout window after that, to qualify on one or both of these accounts and get payouts on those. That would be my ideal situation. And I know I'm taking max payouts whenever I get there on whichever accounts. And so hopefully, whenever that does happen, hopefully at the same time or right before or right after, I'm also passing some more evaluations and getting PAs on those. And then if I can prove to myself that I can kind of do that recycling of accounts and be passing PAs and passing evals and constantly have more PAs ready to go, then at that point I'll start getting even more evaluations. So that's the game plan. All right, I'm going to talk about all of this in my review as well, and probably some other thoughts. But yeah, great day, super stoked, and it's 9:30, so it's definitely time to call it. Again, 80% discount, 1 day pass going on. There have been some people that have been using my code, so I really appreciate it. And anyone that wants to pick up some new accounts, feel free to use this code. Of course, I don't like to push it. So anyone that has another code to use, use whatever code you want. And hopefully, last week I had, I didn't realize I had a comment here. Let's see. Hey man, take it at your own pace. Don't set expectations. Take what the market gives you. The payout will happen in only a matter of time. Yeah, I agree. 100%. I've been at it for so long. I've been trading futures. I was on ES futures for like 3 years and never got any profits out of it. And I've been on Apex since the beginning of April. Like really, it was like the very end of March of last year, and still striving for my very first payout. So that's why it's on my mind, and that's why I talk about it. It's I think you're right. Don't set expectations, but yet at the same time, I have goals, and I'm doing this for a reason. And it's not to have fun; it's to make money. So I totally get it. And I think similar story. I traded strictly max for 1.5 years, only one contract MES, failed miserably, lost about 3K. Yeah, okay. So you and I, Halo Eraser, I like your name. You and I are basically the same. I traded max for 3 years. 3 years, all the way up to the end of last year. And on ES. Started Apex instead. Yeah, I had a $2,000 self-funded cash account. And I traded it for a long time. I $2,000 account. I traded for about almost a full 2 years. And I was back and forth. I was up a little bit, down a little bit. I'd always get back to break even. And, it's like at my best, I was kind of like a little bit over $1,000 in profit. And then I lost it all back and was break even again. And then I lost like half of my capital and built it back up. And then the end of last year, I finally just basically blew up the whole account virtually the whole account. So $2,000 there. And I'm about $2,000 into my Apex journey in terms of all the fees and everything that have added up since I started trading it around the beginning of April last year. So one $2,000 payout just makes me basically break even at this point. What do you say here? Wow, you seem like many people have the same story with Max. Yeah, I think Max system personally, I'm not mad that I went through that. I feel like I learned a lot about price action. I feel like I understand the system, but honestly, I think he doesn't really take all those trades that he shows. And there's a lot of trades that he doesn't show that look like the trades he shows that you get losses on. And to go for 4 ticks, it's just a really difficult game. There's a very slim margin and there's no room for error on ES. If you take a bad trade on ES, you're going to get a loss. It's very few times that you take a bad trade and come out with a win. And I'm super happy that I switched to NQ this year. I've only been trading NQ since the day after Christmas at the end of last year and all of 2024. And ES or NQ, I should say. It's like I feel like even when I take bad trades, there's room for me to get my scalp, even on trades that look terrible. And that's kind of what the system is all about for me. Like I'm not looking for trades according to max rules that look great. I'm just looking for charts that look great and consistently are working for my profit target. And I'm taking every entry on those charts. Let me see what you said here. Hey, at least we're smart. People will lose 10,000 by trading ES immediately. We traded small. Learned, and I really feel like I'm turning the corner. Yeah, I think that's what it's all about. I mean, I think the reality is, Mac doesn't show the trades that he takes. Like none of us know really which trades he takes and which trades he doesn't take. And he doesn't show any of his accounts. He doesn't show anything. He doesn't show his profit. Like we really don't know what's going on. I'm not doubting him necessarily. I think he seems like an honest guy, but I don't think it helped me as like a student to not know which ones he trades, because to see someone who's being successful trading it that way, to see the actual trades he takes, and to see like, oh, he would have marked all these other ones, but the ones he took are these, and that's why he's successful, is he's taking these ones. To learn that, I think that's kind of been the missing piece for me. And I also feel like his system is so subjective, like how you draw the channels, the trend channels, where the breaks are, where the overshoots are, when you take a triple test, when you don't take a triple test, when you take a failure, when you don't take a failure, all of those things are highly, highly subjective. And, a lot of people can draw things and understand the system really well, but draw it slightly different. And where one person might have a break and be looking for a new high, someone else might already have a break and not be looking for a new high. And it's just all the way you see it. Yeah, that is my major criticism. All you have to do is click one button at the end of it. At the end of the day, show all trades. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. It's like he could show, I show my markers here. Today I happen to be 8-0, but look at any of I started showing my trades in September last year. Go back and look at any of my videos. I show every single trade I take, every entry, win or loss. It's really easy to do, actually. There's no reason not to do it. And look, I'm showing all my accounts. Like he can block out his account number, he could do that. He could block out his account number, and he can show his profit for the day. He can show how big his account is. There's no reason really not to. I know he wants his privacy. He's an older guy, so he's a little bit different. He's been doing it for a long time, so he's stuck in his ways. But the reality is like, I don't really know a lot of people that have been very successful with this system. I know a lot of people that have tried it. I know a lot of people that are still trading it. And I know very few people at like less than 5 that are like really having great success. And the other thing with it too, honestly, is you just don't get enough trades. He says you only need 1 trade a day, which is maybe true if you can always count on your 1 trade of a day being a winner. And maybe he's that good, but there's very few people that can actually do that. And so, you get 1 loss. If you're only getting 1 trade a day, and then there's, we all know how it is. You don't really get 1 trade a day. You get 1 trade a day for 3 out of the 5 days of the week, right? So, if you go 2-1 for the week, you've just had a red week on his system. And now you need how many weeks to recover at that rate of taking trades? So it just doesn't really get you anywhere. Yeah, that's ridiculous. A bit ridiculous. 1 loss equals 2 to 3 winners. Yeah. And look, what I'm doing now is not different. In fact, I'm taking some trades where, the losses is more than 2 to 3 winners. Honestly, look at, on this trade, this candle was 89 ticks, and I took this trade. but I'm only going for, like 11 tick scalps, but I've got an ATM strategy where I'm trying to capture a little bit more. So on this one, I was able to capture 17 ticks actually. But it's possible that I only captured 10 ticks on this trade, and I'm risking, 90 ticks to get it. So that would be 9 trades technically to make it up if that were to turn into a loss. So I can't say that I'm doing anything different in terms of the risk reward in terms of per trade. But what I've also done, oh wait, what do you say? I do owe Mac for setting me up on this journey. There are a million ways to trade. Find what works for you and focus on that. Yeah, man, I'm with you 100%. I feel the same exact way. I'm happy I found Mac. Like, it got me into trading futures and trading the ES, and now I'm on NQ. But I don't feel bad about it. Like, I think it, like, I needed to go through what I went through to, like, hopefully be now finally on my path to figuring out how to be successful at this. And it's all trial and error. And I'm sure I'll still adjust things as I move forward. Nothing is like 100%, and you're gonna have good weeks and bad weeks. And I think the trick is just how to find profitability, and to be able to consistently have it, and just over time to be progressing and not, I think with Mac's system, I always felt like it was like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And I was kind of in like quicksand. I find it better to block out Mac entirely, like he doesn't exist anymore to me. That's so funny you say that. I think I was angry that Mac was making it work, quote unquote, making it work, and I couldn't do it. Well, it sounds like you and I are like exactly in the same place. Quite frankly, I kind of had this revelation in the past few weeks, and really last week was really when I made a decision. Even though I was trading on NQ now, and you can see I'm not drawing channels. I've got other charts that I'm looking at. I've got 4 charts up at the same time, but I'm not drawing channels. I'm not drawing any trend lines. I'm not drawing ranges. I'm not drawing anything. And if you go back like a week or 2 and look at any of my videos, I was still like picking and choosing which entries I take based on some limited rules that were still kind of like Mac based kind of limited rules, like looking for good signal bars, looking for like trading off the EMA, keeping in mind where there might be like a break and expecting a new low, just things like not trading after inside bars. I was having these like rules that I was trading by. And if you go back and look at, I think either last Wednesday or last Thursday, I said, okay, I'm throwing all that out. I'm just taking every entry according to my current system and not applying my own analysis and rules to it, because it would mess me up. I had a day, I think on Wednesday I was 3-1, and it's like, if you were looking at a chart like this, like my 3-1 was like kind of a little bit more spread out than this, but I think my first trade was a win, my second trade was a loss, and then I had 2 more wins, something like that. Or no, it was different than that. I remember now. I took 1 trade, it was a win. And then all this happened, right? And I didn't take any trades. And inside of from my first trade, when I first started my session for that day, all the way to the time I took a second trade on that chart, there were 12 entries I could have taken that all won. They all looked like terrible entries. Like if you're playing any kind of price action rules, you wouldn't take any of them. And so I skipped them. And literally from the time I took my first trade to the time where I took my second trade and got my loss, like let's say this was a loss over here on that day, in between there was 12 trades that if I just took all of them, I would have been 12-0. And instead I waited for the one that looked good to me and then took that trade. And I was the first entry on the entire chart from the time that the session opened the previous day where the chart had a losing entry. And so it was kind of that day where I decided, you know what? I forget all the rules, forget any analysis. I'm not trading that way anymore. That's not the edge of my current system. And so that's what led me to today. And now today I'm 8-0 because I'm not applying rules. I'm just looking for entries, and I'm playing a numbers game at this point with Apex. So that's kind of my new thing. I'm trying to just throw out and entirely forget all the Mac rules entirely. Let me see what you said. Yeah, I find it better to block him out. That's what I think. I was angry that Mac was making it work and I couldn't do it. I don't want to admit it, but that is what I truly think was happening. Man, I've been there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then, so that reminds me. So that's the other aspect of trading Mac system, is because there's so much analysis and so much that it's like he makes it about being a skill. And if you get really good at this. And so there I was studying it, trading it every single day, putting hours and hours, I mean, thousands and thousands of hours towards it, and never progressing. And every time I got a loss, I would beat myself up and just be like, yeah, of course, that's the trade. Yeah, you just wrote it. Yeah, me. Of course, the one trade that I take fails. Of course. Exactly. Trading is like driving a car for me. Hate that quote. It literally, yeah, exactly that. And so you go, what the hell? Like, I know the system, I understand it. How is it that every time I wait patiently and then I take the trade, that's the one that lost, when I just skipped 6 of them that all were winners, but because of one reason or another, I felt like it wasn't a good trade, and so I skipped it. And that was like the whole thing. And then you beat yourself up and like you get angry and mad, like, why am I not understanding it? What am I, stupid? Like, I'm a smart guy. I shouldn't be losing like this. I should be able to make money. And you can see all the merits of his system and why, you can see why it can work. But then to actually execute it properly and make it work, it's 100%. We all do the same thing. We all skip all the good trades that would have worked, and we all get trapped into the trade that we think looks like the best one. Oh man, the feeling of your heart dropping. I'm losing sim money and it hurts more than anything else. Yeah. Trading is absolutely, yeah, man. It is. It's crazy. And the thing that Mac doesn't tell you is, like, I don't think it's going to work for most people to just try to trade exactly like him, because first of all, we can't trade exactly like him because we don't even know what trades he's actually taking. He shows 12 trades in a day, and I would watch the chart and I'd be like, I saw one that I might have considered and it looked kind of like, it looked dangerous, and I skipped it. It was the one I liked the best. And then you look at his chart and he didn't even mark it. So it's crazy. I think that we all have to just find, like, we can learn things from people like him, and then you can, like, have an understanding of it, but to try to emulate it, especially when he's not actually showing you the realistic reality of what trades he's taking, we'll never trade like him. Very true. Everything is clear when the chart is printed at the end of the day. Well, yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, you can tell he marks the trades after the fact, because he says he doesn't trade the whole day. So it's not like he's marking the trades during the day. And then if you go and find any of the trades where, where he recorded his live trade and he posted it, you can see a lot of the time he doesn't even draw the channels. He doesn't even draw all the stuff he shows in his review. And the trade he takes, like, there's no context. And it doesn't even look like a trade that he teaches in his review. So, and how easy is it? I mean, I could go through here and after the fact and mark every trade that he would mark. I mean, this is NQ obviously, but so he wouldn't mark this chart, but, yeah, I mean, totally. And the other thing that I found is, he shows just trading on the 2000 chart, but the reality is 2000 chart is arbitrary. That's what I've been finding in my process. Like, I'm trading all different kinds of sizes of tick charts. Like, that's why I have multiple charts. I don't care what the size of the chart is. Like, I'm looking at the charts in a completely different way now. So I don't care if it's a 4,000 tick chart or a 2,000 tick chart or a 1,600 tick chart. It doesn't even matter to me. I just look, I look at how I start my day now is I look at 3 or 4 charts. I try to find 3 or 4 different size charts, and I have a way of basically I have an indicator that shows me whether the chart is working consistently for my profit target on every entry. And so I can just open up a chart and see what the history of the day has been. So when I open up the chart and look at this from the beginning of the day, I can see if there were any entries that didn't work. And so when I find a chart like today, I had 4 charts that all had entries that were all working since the beginning of the session yesterday. And those are the charts that I'm trading. And that's all I'm looking for. I'm trading the chart more than I'm trading any specific setup. And I'm just trusting that, okay, this chart, every entry is working for my profit target. I'm taking trades on that chart. So I'm kind of looking at it in a whole different way now. I haven't seen anyone look at a chart that way or trade that way. It's actually my brother who thought of this. It's kind of ingenious if you ask me. And so I kind of jumped on board when I was having my problems at the end of last year. I blew up 4 of my 5 PAs. You can see I have this PA number 2. And then I had 5 PAs, 1 through 5. And I blew up 4 of them the end of last year before Christmas. And 2 was the only one I had left. And I hadn't traded it at all. I got this account in July, the end of July last year. And I hadn't traded it one single time. I was just saving it as a backup. And so I started trading this account the day after Christmas, started trading on NQ with my brother's kind of theory in mind of how to trade based on the chart and not on the individual setups. And it started working for me. So, and then I've been working with him and we've been kind of like modifying how we progress and how we're trading this way. And it's been amazing for me so far. So, you can see in my stats, it's not even counting the one additional week after Christmas, where I traded 3 days between the Christmas holiday and the New Year's holiday. All these trades, 93 and 20 are all my trades for the year. 93 and 20, 82%, 113 trades inside of 2 months. So that's really, for me, like the crazy thing is, I'm like on a whole different level than 3 years of trading Mac, getting at best 3 trades a week. I'm like, it's like I've hit the stratosphere in terms of volume of trades. It's like, I can't even believe I'm getting 8 trades in a single day. Even his recorded trades are kind of crappy according to his own rules. Totally. Yeah. So many of his own trades that he recorded, it's like that doesn't look like a trade he would show in his review. Like, how do you take that? Glad you're finding your groove. Yeah, man. I hope you are too. It's definitely one of those things. Trading is like the hardest thing, I feel like it's like the hardest thing to figure out what works for us as individuals. And there's so many different ways to trade. And it's just like, I probably would have believed, because I've always been a good student. When I was in school, I was a good student. So I always believed that if you have someone that's showing you the way to do it as far as trading goes, then you could really learn and do it that way and trade the same way and be successful. But I think I have a change of heart on that. I really think at this point, I'm not sure if I believe that. I think because everyone's personality is different and everyone's fears about trading are different, and it involves money. And so everyone's reactions are different, when it's going against you or when you take a loss. I think some people are more prone to revenge trading than others. I mostly got revenge trading out of my system like a year or 2 ago, but then the end of last year, I went into this full on tilt trade, just I saw red and I just like literally blew up all my accounts except for the one within a short order. I just I felt like I had it, and it was like, okay, well, that's not working. I'm just going to enter and enter and enter wherever. And I just blew up 4 accounts. I blew up my live cash account. And I feel out, yeah, when you see red, that's game over. Yeah, man. It's game over. When you get into that frame of mind, you don't even know what you're doing. It's like you black out, and then the dust settles and you're done. You don't have any accounts left to trade or whatever the case is. And you're just looking at like, what did I do? Like, how did I even do that? Was that like, who was that? It's crazy. Sell market, buy market. Yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy how that happens. And it happens to so many people. And that's the thing. I think it's like, everyone's discipline is different. And so there's some people that are really good about not doing that. There's some people that can't help themselves. They have to move their stops. It's just, if it's going against you, you move the stop. I've always been really pretty good about not moving the stop. Unless there was like a specific reason that I felt like, I had some kind of insight that I was expecting a retest somewhere or something like that. And I would move it just because, those times where you get taken out and it goes exactly where you thought, like it like ticks you out, or maybe it goes like a few ticks against you and then takes you out of the trade, and then boom, it goes right to your target, of course. So, there's been instances where I'll move it, and there's always like that kind of rule that Max sometimes talks about where, on like engulfing entries, if, let's say this was engulfing, if it brings you into the trade and then goes against you on the immediate next candle, that you can like move it to the previous swing high from there. I don't know if you've heard that rule or not, but that's the one thing I would sometimes do. And even actually on this trade, I considered doing it because when this started going up here, I thought, okay, well, if this engulfs, it was on an evaluation, like I would move my stop there, but limited and for a reason. Yeah, it's just, there's so much to it. And I think, getting back to what I was going to say is just, I really think that, because trading is so, it involves emotions, it involves money, it involves skill, it involves being able to read the market, and there's just so many levels to it. And then if you're getting into, crazy stuff about like order flows, there's just so many different levels you could look at the market, which I don't do that. But I really think that it's like everybody has to just go and find probably a lot of different ways of trading, and then, combine things and use them that makes sense to you, and just keep tweaking it until you find something that starts to work. And the whole thing is about finding consistency. Because if you're not consistent, no matter how good you are for a day or a week or a month, you're going to lose it all back, eventually, if you're not consistent. So, yeah, I don't know that there's any one trader out there that I think I could look at and go like, oh yeah, that's going to work for me at this point. I'm just kind of doing my own thing at this point. I'm working on this kind of idea with my brother, and he's been having some success, and it's working for me at this point. Hey man, not going to hold you for too much longer. Thank you for the chat. Good job today. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Really do appreciate it. And I appreciate you having a conversation with me. I don't have a whole ton of, it's a pretty new channel, started at the end of last year. So I don't have a whole lot of people that come in and view the live stream. I also, I wasn't live streaming for a long time. I only just started live streaming in the last few weeks. So I haven't had too many people, one here, one there, that do a comment in the live chat. So I appreciate you, saying hey and talking to me, because it's fun. I hope at some point my channel will grow so I can kind of talk like this with more people. But thanks for checking it out. Yeah, only stream I'm interested or people showing live trades. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's some streamers out there, I'm not going to name anyone, but everyone probably knows. It's like there's so many that don't show the trade when they get in. They talk about it after the fact, or they don't show their losses or don't show their accounts. You know, I just leave everything on the screen, and you know, I like to leave all my accounts, all my P&L balances, everything, even down to keeping track of my stats. And it's just always on the screen, and I don't trade off stream. So kind of the whole point for me is to just document the journey and where I started and hopefully where I get to, and hopefully it's a good place. And I want to, the idea is to be able to really see the progression, hopefully a progression. It feels like that's starting to happen, but to be able to see it, and for anyone to be able to like go back and like see all those red days, see the days where I blew up the account, see the days that it just wasn't working out, and then see the transition to like a day like today. I mean, this is literally the best day I've ever had trading. Literally. I mean, I'm up across all these accounts about 1,200. And I've never been 8-0 in a single day on any trading day in 3 years, over 3 years now. So, yeah, that's what it's all about. So I am going to sign off now. I'm going to I also do a review videos. So I don't know if you have any interest in that, but, I also, just record I try to keep it short. These have been getting longer as I've been taking more and more trades every day. The past couple weeks, the reviews are getting a bit longer, but the idea is I do the live stream. I show every trade. I don't take any trades off stream. And then I do the review, and then that way anyone that checks out the review can just go back and see how the trade played out live. They could just scroll through the live stream if they want, if they didn't watch it. So anyway, yeah, so I'm here every day. Thanks for checking me out. I hope you'll come back and visit me again. And I think that's a wrap for the day. Just really excited about an 8-0 day and hoping to continue this. I know losses will come, so it's not really about losses. And it's not really about an 8-0 day. At the end of the day, it's going to be about how the losses get distributed, hopefully randomly in my accounts, so that even when I take a loss, I'm progressing on all my other accounts at the same time. So, all right. Thanks for watching Halo, and anyone else that's checked me out today, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. Again, Halo, if you don't know, I stream every day between 9:45. I usually try to start somewhere around 9:45 Eastern. I'm on the West Coast, so it's 6:45 for me, and to about 12:30 typically. But there's days where I trade longer than that too, so it just depends. But at least sometimes I'm not on until about 10 a.m. on the East Coast, which is 7 a.m. West Coast. But somewhere in that neighborhood within that 15 minutes. So you can come by and check me out whenever. And there's a lot of great streamers out there. So I like watching Alpine Trader personally. So I try to watch him a little bit when I'm not talking to anyone on the stream. I'll watch him when I'm being quiet in between trades. But yeah, I'll see you again, hopefully, and anyone else. And yeah, psyched on my day, 8-0. All right, see y'all next time.